When we talk about logistics, warehousing, and distribution, transportation is the vital link that keeps everything moving. Without trucks on the road, vans on the streets, and skilled professionals planning routes, freight doesn't move and shelves don't get replenished. While warehouses store and organize, transportation makes the connection to customers, businesses, and ultimately, our communities. And just like warehouses, the transportation industry offers a wide range of careers, from entry-level roles to executive leadership, each critical to the supply chain. It was pointed out to me last week that a career in the transportation field was just as worthwhile as warehousing, and I couldn't agree more. Look around the room that you're in. Unless one of the kiddos or grandma made it, it was hauled by a truck at some point. Maybe even after a ship has brought it over across the seas and oceans. I'm Marty T Hawkins with Warehouse and Operations as a Career, and today let's talk transportation. One of the most visible and recognized roles in transportation is the over-the-road truck driver. These are the men and women who move goods across states, sometimes coast to coast, hauling everything from dry goods and produce to automobiles and hazardous materials. Literally everything. OTR drivers keep America's economy flowing. Really without them, manufacturers can't get raw materials and stores can't stock products. They often cover thousands of miles a week, keeping supply lines open 24/7. So what does it take to be an over-the-road operator? Long haulers are a special breed. I tried it for one trip, 13 days once. When I got back to Texas, I found me a warehouse job. At the time, I just wasn't ready for all that responsibility. You are the president of the company once you leave the dock, and everyone holds you accountable for everything. No, seriously, I respect every man and woman driving the nation. It is an awesome career and can present us with an unbelievable career path. Many over-the-road drivers start with the company-sponsored training programs or independent CDL schools. From there, they might progress into specialized hauling, flatbed, tankers, refrigerated trailers, or move into local driving as their lifestyle changes. Eventually, some become owner-operators or even transition into dispatching and training roles. At the other end of the spectrum are delivery drivers, often working with smaller trucks or vans. Think about the rise of e-commerce. Companies like FedEx, UPS, and Amazon rely heavily on delivery drivers to get packages directly to the consumer's door. These drivers represent the last mile in logistics, completing the chain from warehouse to customer. They are often the only face us retail customers see, making professionalism and customer service just as important as safe driving. A quick side note. I was asked last month if the gig work or gig driver should be considered a professional driver. Things like food delivery services and ride sharing? My answer was absolutely. They pick up a product, are responsible for getting it safely to its final destination. They drive the roads, are out in the traffic, and the way I understand it is that they have regulatory obligations and are considered to be professionals. Even though they are using a standard license or Class C here in Texas, well, maybe some services or trucks may need a Class B license due to weight, things like that. Okay, I'm getting way off topic here. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, we were talking about the delivery driver. Just like all kinds of drivers, customer service skills are their number one needed skill, after safety, of course. Being friendly, professional, and a great communicator goes a long way. Physical fitness is going to be important too, since deliveries may involve heavy lifting, stairs, and multiple stops each day. Delivery driving can be a stepping stone to supervisory roles or even route planning positions within your organization. With the growth of same-day and next-day delivery services, demand is steady and opportunities are there. Now, similar to delivery drivers, but with a more predictable and repetitive schedule, is the route driver. Route drivers often handle things like beverage delivery, and my personal favorite, food distribution. Then you have retail and chain replenishments. They visit the same clients each day or each week, delivering products and sometimes handling returns or collections. Route drivers are some of the best obstacle drivers that there are. Navigating a large van or 36-foot trailers or 48 or 53-foot trailer around parking lots and alleys or around cars, a true art form in my humble opinion. Now, these drivers build long-term relationships with customers, and they ensure consistency and reliability in their customers' delivery schedules. Route drivers have to have strong time management and problem-solving skills, as routes can change due to traffic or customers' needs. Route drivers often progress into route supervisors or other transportation roles. I had several drivers move into sales-oriented roles, given their close customer interactions. We talked about this in a recent episode, but it's important to mention again, as I think it's a great career path. Behind every driver is a dispatcher. That person making sure loads are assigned, routes are scheduled, and customers are updated. Dispatchers are the communication hub between drivers, customers, and management. The dispatch can be a gateway into operations management, logistics planning, or fleet supervision. Okay, what else is out there? Without well-maintained vehicles, the transportation system will grind to a halt. Diesel mechanics and fleet technicians are essential to keeping trucks, trailers, and delivery vehicles safe and operational. They help prevent breakdowns that can delay freight and ensures our vehicles meet safety standards. I can think of 6 different drivers that moved into the fleet maintenance side of our facility and went on to careers they loved. Many mechanics advance into shop foreman or maintenance manager roles, and some eventually run their own repair businesses. And we've got to mention the safety and compliance position. Transportation is one of the most regulated industries there is, and for good reasons. Safety and compliance roles ensure drivers, vehicles, and companies follow DOT rules, hours of service limits, and workplace safety standards. They help to prevent costly fines and accidents, protecting us drivers, our cargo, and the public. And as with most all safety or compliance skills, one will need knowledge of federal and state transportation regulations. Have attention to detail traits and a proactive approach to safety. And we'll have to have strong communication skills for training and coaching drivers. Compliance specialists can move into risk management, safety director positions, or even broader human resources or operations leadership roles. And it's important to remember that not all transportation careers are behind the wheel. Freight brokers and logistics coordinators are middlemen who arrange shipments between carriers and shippers. They help shippers find trucks and carriers find freight, optimize efficiency. They negotiate rates and solve problems when things don't go according to plans. To some degree, they have to have a touch of sales and negotiation skills in them, and they have to have an understanding of freight markets and pricing. You can't be successful in this role without strong organizational skills. This task can grow into brokerage or third-party logistics, the 3PL roles, sometimes even opening their own firms. Many transportation jobs overlap with warehousing. We've talked about these, but I wanted to mention them just real quick. The yard jockeys move trailers around our distribution centers. Load planners optimize shipments, and inventory coordinators ensure product is ready for pickup. These hybrid roles are critical for keeping freight flowing seamlessly. Like warehousing, technology is reshaping transportation. GPS tracking, electronic logging devices, or ELDs, and route optimization software are now standard tools. These tools are creating new opportunities in transportation IT support, data analysis, and systems management. All these are fascinating careers. One of the most important considerations in transportation careers is lifestyle. Over-the-road drivers may be away from home for weeks at a time, while delivery and route drivers are usually home nightly. Dispatchers and mechanics work more traditional schedules, though emergencies can, no, I'll say will add unpredictability to our schedules. The variety means there's something for everyone, from those who thrive on independence and travel to those who prefer a steady routine close to home. Transportation isn't just about entry-level driving jobs. With experience, professionals can grow into fleet managers, overseeing dozens or hundreds of vehicles. Operations managers, running the daily transportation functions for a company. To directors of logistics, being over large regional or national supply chain networks. To executive roles like VP of Transportation and Logistics, driving strategy, innovation, and profitability, or even beyond those roles. And transportation careers don't stop at the city limits or even national borders. For those who want to advance and explore the international side of logistics, there are important opportunities across the oceans. Many professionals start as truck drivers, dispatchers, or warehouse associates and eventually move into roles that coordinate global freight. We recently mentioned a few of these. Let's see, what episode was that? I think it was episode 323, where we talked about the global supply chain. So I won't rehash a lot of these, but hey, we're talking about transportation, so I'm going to include the highlights. A fascinating life can be in the ocean cartage and shipping lanes industry. Ocean cartage refers to the movement of freight by ship, usually large, containerized cargo that travels between continents. Think of those massive container ships docking at ports around the world. We could be ocean freight coordinators, vessel operators, and maritime logistics specialists. We need knowledge of international shipping laws, port operations, customs compliance, and scheduling, of course, but imagine living in and working all over the world. Port and terminal operations is another strong industry where transportation is concerned. Ports are complex hubs where ocean freight is unloaded, inspected, and transferred to trucks, trains, or warehouses. Port operations manager, crane operators, yard planners, and dock workers are always needed. And these are great get our foot in the door tasks. Let's see, just one or two more. Here's a good one. Freight forwarders and customs brokers. They act as the go-between for shippers and carriers, arranging the movement of goods across borders and ensuring all customs paperwork is correct. These are very interesting careers. We'll need a strong understanding of international trade agreements, documentation, and tariffs, of course. Many freight forwarders begin in domestic brokerage or warehouse-based export-import roles before moving on to international freight. Just like ocean freight, air cargo is another area professionals can grow into. Air cargo agents, airline freight coordinators, and international logistics planners. Many start in domestic trucking or warehousing before transitioning into airport-based freight operations. Just like in warehousing, the opportunities for growth are real for those who commit to learning, safety, and professionalism. So just like in the warehouse, the opportunities in transportation are endless. Whether you want to be behind the wheel, turning wrenches, solving problems as a dispatcher, or managing international freight across oceans and the air, there's a role for you. And the best part, this industry rewards experience. If you show up, do the job, and learn along the way, there's no limit to how far you can go. Well, that's the transportation side of our world, and I hope it gives you a sense of just how many doors are out there to walk through. From the first mile to the last mile, and even across the seas and air, transportation is full of great careers. Thanks for riding along with me today, and thanks for the emails, thoughts, and suggestions, and please keep them coming. If you haven't reached out, send us a message to host@warehouseandoperationsasacareer.com and share something with us. Until next week, stay safe, stay focused, and keep your career moving forward.